Hello Stampers, this is super awesome stamper Shirley Merker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wisconsin, USA. In this video, I will show you how to turn your pretty pillow box, gift box, kits in the mail, supplies, into 4 hand-stamped greeting cards. So let's get started. This is one of the designs. All I added was a fresh freesia card base and a basic white liner. And to this card, I added the pale papaya card base. I did not line the inside since this cardstock is so light, it doesn't really need a liner inside. So your card kit will, or your kit in the mail would make 2 hand stamped greeting cards of each design when you add your card bases. So let's unpack your kit. You've got 2 snowflakes in there and a strip of this pattern paper. That's where you're going to do your stamping for your sentiment for that card. Your embellishment kit includes all the supplies for your kit. And we would basically be cutting all the supplies in half. So half of the supplies go on the 2 cards per design. All right, business card is in there in case you want to follow up with me, join my team, place an order, follow my blog, or have any questions. So let's work on one of the kits first. So separate out your supplies. Bumblebee gets the brownish supplies, the cinnamon cider supplies. 2 bumblebees. There should be some acrylic shapes in there. The gold ribbon. And then the everyday label punches. And everything else goes to the fresh freesia card. So let's set the bumblebee card aside for a second. And we'll work on the fresh freesia design. Okay, so slip everything off. You've got 3 feet of this fresh freesia ribbon to do whatever you'd like with. So the first thing to note is that your cardstock here has got some score marks. Well, I occasionally score cardstock incorrectly, and I fix that by using that incorrectly scored cardstock as matte layers. So the way I fix that is I just add more score lines. So grab your scoring board, and notice I have this at 2 and 3.5. So we will have to score at every 1/2 inch, which is easy to do. You just insert your stylus in the groove above and drag it down. And I'm just going to score this long way. And then I will go and cut this in half. So I will cut it along the long edge, the 6-inch edge, and cut it to 3 inches. So I'll be right back. So now I've got 2 equal pieces of that fantastically scored cardstock. And I'm just going to use one for my card. So let's bring in the supplies that I'm going to add. This card, I'm going to do a little contrasting color and pick up the blues and the snowmen. So I've got a balmy blue card base. And I just need one of those. These are the rest of the supplies in your kit. So pick which pattern you'd like to highlight on your cards. So I'm going to pick the fox one. It's got the fox at the top. The rest of my little pieces here are, this is my 1 inch by 2.5 inch. I cut that off of my chunk of pattern paper that I gave you. So that's going to be used for my sentiment. And then I also cut a chunk off somehow, I think this way, and placed it on the inside. So whatever you have left after you stamp your sentiment, make sure to adorn your inside of your card as well. All right, last 2 things to kind of go through here would be your ribbons. Oh, this ribbon belongs in the other card. All you want to do is cut this ribbon in half, and it's about 5.5 inches. So there's the 5.5. And you can either wrap it in on itself or do a precise measurement. Let's just wrap it in on itself. And paper snips works nicely. And then I'll cut it along the groove of the ribbon so it's a straight cut about. Okay. All right, so let's pull on my sample card here. And we can start layering. Now, since I've scored that, I am going to use my liquid glue. It'll just get in the grooves a little better. And place that in the center on the card. I've got a mark up there, so we're just going to make sure I cover that up. Probably would be covered up with the die cut, but you never know. Let's swish that up there. Okay. Next step is there will be a little bit of the bottom of the pillow box left. Now you can leave it on your card if you want. Nothing says that you have to cut that off, but I'm going to cut it off because it is not straight. So I just folded it over the score line. And you can take this to your paper trimmer too if you think you'll do a better job of cutting that off straight. Okay, so that's going to be my next layer. Grab my Stampin' Seal. And just center it over that. Look how fun that is with that pop of balmy blue. All right, you've got 2 snowflakes, so 1 snowflake for either card. These are in the fall catalog. They are carrying over into the spring catalog. And they're listed on the carryover list way in the back of the spring catalog. All right, so there's an iridescent side and a matte side. So I want the iridescent side up. So pull that up. And I placed it, had a little bit hanging off there. I wonder if I can get a few more hanging off there. There, I got 3 points hanging off. Let's try that this time. All right, next layer is going to be this piece of ribbon. And kind of layer your things up and see where you're going to put them. Yeah, right there. So this can be adhered. That white frayed ribbon, which is in the spring catalog, can be adhered with just a strip of the tear and tape, or the Stampin' Seal, or tear and tape. Now to complete these kits, I added the pumpkin pie ink pad and the color and contour stamp set. And I'm using the You're Absolutely Amazing. And I generally stamp on a paper piercing mat. This just helps the ink transfer a little better from the stamp to the paper. Especially when you've got a hard table like I have. And then we're going to make a flag the old-fashioned way. Grab your paper snips and make a slice in the center on the side, and then go from the corner up to where you made the slice. All right, pull in my dimensionals. Oh, and I forgot to mention, a dimensional will fit perfectly inside that snowflake. So I was concerned that if it's not flat on the card, it might get damaged. I used a glue dot, but you could certainly use a dimensional if you would like instead. Okay, and there's that. Now, I have another idea for the ribbon. You can see the bow there, but did you know there's this fun little thing that makes little ruffles like this? And I had the idea, yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna like it. How about ruffly that way? Yeah, let's do ruffly that way. So grab your tear and tape, or if you're confident in your Stampin' Seal skills, you can put some tape runner right there. Okay, and pull that tear and tape off. And we're gonna ruffle this. So which way do I want the, yeah, I think I want it to start that way. So just attach your ribbon to wherever you started the adhesive, and then you just make some ruffles. So pull up and press down onto the adhesive. So just a fun, different little look for ribbon. Since you've got so much in your kit, you might as well use it up. And when you get to the end, one thing I like about this is if you don't like your ruffles, I didn't like that first one. You can pull it up and reposition it. And when you get to the end, you can cut it off. And this is a perfect ribbon to mail. It mails beautifully. Look how fun it is versus the bow. Bow is elegant. This is kind of fun to go with the snow theme. All right, now last thing in your kit would be this strip of these epoxy accents. Now my card, my sample card uses 5. There's 9 total, which means I would have 4 left if I found that strip that I was using and used it up. So I use the diamonds, the 3 diamonds right there, and then 2 of the droplets, which means I've got a droplet and the 3 circles left. So what do I want to do with that? Droplet, let's find that droplet. And 3 circles. So how about we do a droplet there, kind of to accent the sentiment. And then I would have 3 circles left. So you see what I'm saying? There's 9 total. I already used 5 on that one. And I've got 3 of the circles left. Oh, let's put them up here. That's what I did, I think, on one of the actual boxes. There are 3 ridges up there. Brings your eye to the top of the card in the fox. There. All right, so I have used up all the pieces in my kit to make 2 hand stamped greeting cards. I've only assembled one with you, kind of showed you different ways to assemble different card bases, but all of the supplies are used in the kit except for this much ribbon. So if I wanted to, I could maybe do a ruffle inside, use this for something else. I think that's what I'll do. But if you look closely, all of the pieces used to create the gift box are used on these 2 cards. In addition, I added the card bases and then the inside white. So, oh, that's right. I had a little piece, I had a little strip that I cut that I was going to put in the inside. So let's line that. So you'll have to add your card liners, like a basic white. And then if you have any strip left from your sentiment stamping, just add that to the inside as well. And I'm looking at this laying right here. I wonder if no, you can't really tell that's a snowflake, so I won't. Oh, I might use that though. Hang on a second. It's gonna go at the top. We're gonna get a little creative. If you put that in the center, that would certainly be fun. Have the iridescent side up. Ooh, I kind of like that. Or you can have it up like that. Might do that. And then you could put your person's name here and the short sentiment down there. So let's flip it over. Very carefully add some adhesive because this paper is a little thin, although very sturdy. Don't want to rip it. Yeah, like that. Now you're using all your supplies except for a little strip of ribbon. So here is the Bumblebee greeting card. So all I added was the Pale Papaya card base, Everything else except for the stamps and the inks and the adhesive are included in your kit. So here are the rest of the supplies that are left over after I made that card. Plus this time I am adding the cinnamon cider card base. And then here are the supplies as they arrive in your kit. So it's perfectly stocked so that you can split the supplies in half for 2 hand stamped greeting cards. All right, so we're gonna do tone on tone this time for this one. And this time I scored every 1/4 inch, and that was just a little oopsie on my part. My scoring board has permanently a marker permanently at 4 1/4 inches, so I accidentally did that groove when I was doing the other ones. So then I went along and did every 1/4 inch, and it just adds a nice little detail. Okay, so next up will be to bring in your Pretty Pillow Box die shape and cut that off. Cut the bottom off. Again, well, I don't know, should I leave that on there and see if we like it like that? It kind of gives a little, I think I'm going to leave it on there. It kind of gives a little balance at the bottom. What do you think? Add a comment below. Let me know if you made these into greeting cards or if you stuck with the actual pretty pillow boxes. And then if you cut that off, there, it gives a little bit of height, kind of like that. All right, next is the half of the doily that I previously cut to put on that card. And what I did was I lined up the doily with the edge of the cinnamon cider cardstock. That's not as critical this time. But you can't have it kind of floating out into nowhere. So I think I still will do that. All right, next is I use the soft suede ink pad to stamp "Thank you for everything." The other sentiment that will fit in this everyday label punch is the "So very happy for you." All right, I'll bring back in my paper piercing mat, and that's so that the stamp or the ink transfers from the paper a little easier when you've got a squishy surface below that photopolymer stamp set. Okay, now this tag we are going to adhere with just some Stampin' Seal. I might do another runner because it's got a lot of weight with that Bumblebee trinket on there. And I had it up a little bit, so there was a little bit of the cinnamon cider peeking through there. Next will be 1.5 inches of this gold ribbon. Now I can put a little strip of adhesive there to attach the gold ribbon. And some of the scalloped ribbon. Now let me bring back in the ribbon that is included in your kit. All you're going to do is fold it in half and cut it in half. And for the ribbon, the scallop, I would recommend that you cut it in half wherever that loop is. That one looked like it was perfectly in half. And this ribbon, which is the fine art ribbon, pretty sure that's the name, you cut that in half as well. And that is how you get those pieces. All right, now it's a little more difficult to adhere this because it is scallop ribbon, or it is scallop lace. So what I am going to do is, there's a little bit of adhesive sticking out there, but I'm going to take my chances. We're going to do a glue dot at the top of the ribbon, so that's not so thick where that Bumblebee is. And then grab another glue dot stick it under that loop there. So another anchor point. And to attach your Bumblebee trinket, it's a glue dot again. And your kit included 2 of these large and 2 of these small shapes. So let me pull them back in. I would recommend that you put one there. And where would the little one go? They can actually both be over here. Right, like that. And then this one over here, I already attached a little one. So maybe up there to catch your eye. Okay, now I'm not going to attach these acrylic shapes because I need them for additional kits. I've got some on order and I'm not sure I'm going to get them anytime soon. So I want to make sure I can put these back in a kit. But to attach the acrylic shapes, you just use a dab of glue on the paper where you want to put the acrylic shape and then put the acrylic shape over that. All right, so here are the Bumblebee supplies split into 2 hand stamped greeting cards. All you had to do is add the bases, and I used pale papaya for the left card and cinnamon cider for the right card. And then I also would recommend, especially on the cinnamon cider card, to line the inside with a basic white piece. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the kits this time around. Whether you made the gift boxes or the 4 hand stamped greeting cards. Let me pull the other 2 cards back in. To see how the gift boxes are assembled, visit the video description link below and click on the link that's provided there. Hope you enjoyed making your kits, whatever you decided to do. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button before you head on out. And make sure to visit my blog for more inspiration and product ordering. And remember, it's celebration time, January 4th, 2022, where if you make a product purchase exceeding $50, excluding shipping or tax, you receive free celebration items. You also get rewarded for being a host by a special exclusive host-only stamp set. And if you decide to join my super awesome stampers team, Stampin' Up! will reward you with 2 additional free stamp sets of your choice from the annual or mini catalog, excluding host only and celebration stamps. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and we'll stamp with you soon. Bye.